Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss why the World of Hyatt program is so great. Now if you're someone who's new to the points and miles game and you're looking at different blogs or forums where people are talking about hotel programs, you probably hear other points and miles enthusiasts talk about how great the World of Hyatt program is. Now when you end up reading this or hear people talk about this, you might be thinking, well, I don't get that because there's many other hotel programs out there where we can end up earning points such as Hilton, Marriott, IHG, Wyndham, Choice. So why is it that Hyatt gets so much rave behind it? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over what makes the World of Hyatt program so great and why, if you happen to be someone who's new into points and miles and may have a trip planned for the future where there actually may end up being a Hyatt hotel stay, why you actually might want to get yourself some World of Hyatt points to be able to take advantage of the great value you can end up getting from that program. So first, let's just look at the base thing that people love about the World of Hyatt program. That's going to be the value of the points. Now, when you end up looking at points and miles within credit cards, most people think of points being equal to being 1 cent equaling 1 point. So if you happen to have 10,000 points, you can get $100 in value. If you happen to have 100,000 points, you can end up getting yourself $1,000 in value. But when you end up looking at something like the World of Hyatt program, it is very easy to get yourself 2 cents per point in value with World of Hyatt points. So if you want to stay at a hotel that would cost $300, chances are the hotel is probably going to require 15,000 points to stay there. Now, some hotels will be more and some hotels will be less, but I found it to be very easy to get yourself 2 cents per point in value for your World of Hyatt points. And I've noticed that if you happen to stay at specifically Hyatt branded hotels, like ones that actually say Hyatt at the hotels, such as like the Grand Hyatt or the Park Hyatt, you tend to end up getting yourself better than 2 cents per point in value with your points at those hotels. Again, this isn't going to be the case at every single hotel. Like when I went to San Fran, it wasn't the case there. But I've just noticed that those hotels tend to end up giving you better value for your points as compared to something like the small luxury hotels in the world, where some of them can end up giving you some incredible value, but many of those end up giving you under 2 cents per point in value for your points. So definitely always do the math to see if it actually ends up making sense to use your World of Hyatt points or end up using cash if you're not getting that great of value. Now, the reason why cents per point is so important is because the more cents per point you get, the more valuable those points are. And the thing about the World of Hyatt program is that it's actually partnered with Chase and also Bilt Rewards. And with these two other programs, you can actually transfer over the points they earn from those programs over to the World of Hyatt program at a 1-to-1 ratio. And this ends up being pretty sweet because as most people usually look at points as being 1 cent equaling 1 point, you just pretty much double the value of your points when you end up transferring over your points to the World of Hyatt program. Now, this isn't the case for all programs, and this is the reason why this is incredibly important. Because Chase also has other transfer partners that are hotel programs, such as Marriott and IHG, and those programs do not get themselves 2 cents per point in value for their points. If you end up looking at something like Marriott, typically with Marriott hotels, you'll end up getting yourself maybe about 0.9 cents per point in value for your points, which means that if you want to stay at a Marriott hotel that would cost $300 a night, it would probably end up costing you about 30,000 Marriott points. So for this reason, you wouldn't want to transfer over your Chase Ultimate Reward points over to the Marriott program because 30,000 points transferring over to Marriott can give you like a $300 value of a hotel, but transferring over 30,000 points from Chase over to Hyatt. I actually stayed at the Park Hyatt in Tokyo, and this hotel cost 30,000 points a night. And for the nights that I stayed there, the hotel rate was going for $1,100 a night. So I was getting myself well over 2 cents per point in value. I'd rather stay at the Park Hyatt hotel on the 44th floor in this incredibly luxury hotel than transfer over my Chase Ultimate Reward points to Marriott and stay at a $300 Marriott hotel, which may end up being a terrible hotel, but it's probably not going to be as great of an experience as it is going to be staying at the Park Hyatt in Tokyo. And when it comes to IHG points, they're even less valuable than Marriott points. So if you were to transfer over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to IHG, the value you're probably gonna end up getting for your IHG points is gonna be somewhere near about like 0.6 cents per point in value. So this ends up being terrible value because if you were to just look at your points being considered 1 cent equaling 1 point, then transferring over your Chase Ultimate Reward points to IHG will end up giving you less value than that. So it just doesn't make any sense. It'd make more sense to just cash out your points and then use your cash to be able to book this hotel. Or if you wanted to use Chase's travel portal for both the IHG program and the Marriott program to be able to use the travel bonus connected with either the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve to book your hotel stays with these programs. But when you end up looking at the Hyatt hotel program, it just makes a lot of sense to transfer over your points with that program because you're gonna end up getting yourself better value than you would with the travel portal from Chase with either one of the Sapphire cards. But even if you don't want to stay at some super luxury hotels, Hyatt also has some great lower tier hotels that can be incredibly cheap when it comes to the point cost. So if you still want to get yourself great value for your points and have your points stretch really far, then the World of Hyatt program is going to be the best one to do that when it comes to hotel programs. So if you're looking to earn yourself some new Chase Ultimate Reward points, check out my referral links in the description box to get yourself either the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Chase Freedom Flex, or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. If you decide to use any of my referral links, it will really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. Next thing we're going to look at with Hyatt is going to be their award chart. Now, many people actually happen to have Hyatt points, and they end up looking at popular Hyatt hotels that they want to go to during really peak times, and they end up not seeing any availability, and end up going, well, I don't get why I can't use my points to actually stay at this hotel. And the reason for that is because of the award chart that's connected with Hyatt. Now, many other programs out there actually have dynamic pricing, and how dynamic pricing ends up working is that you could end up using your points to book a stay at this hotel, even if it isn't a standard room. But what's going to end up happening is that the price of the amount of points that's required is going to be fixed with the price of the actual cost to stay at this hotel. This is the reason why if you end up looking at some of Hilton hotels, it might end up costing hundreds of thousands, like 400,000 Hilton Honors points to stay at a Hilton property, because of the fact that the points price is going to be fixed with the actual cost of the hotel stay. But when it comes to the World of Hyatt program and award charts, how this ends up working is that there's only going to be a few rooms that are actually going to be available to be able to be booked with points, but the rooms that are going to be available with points are going to have a maximum amount of points that can be charged to stay there, and also a minimum amount of points that's going to be charged to stay there. So this ends up being how the award chart works. So you know that if you happen to go to a property that ends up being a category 1, the property is going to cost at standard times 5,000 points, but at the max amount that it's ever going to cost you is going to be 7,500 points. So this ends up being great because it prevents hotels from charging a ridiculous amount of points for a hotel stay because of a popular time that you're visiting there. This allows you to plan out accordingly for a trip that you want to take, because say you happen to need a certain amount of points that you want, then you actually end up racking up enough points to be able to have that stay. You don't want the price to change to have to be more points, and you end up just not having enough points. So knowing that it's going to be fixed for the max amount when it comes to a category 8 hotel at 45,000 points, you know that if you want to stay there for 10 days, it's going to cost you 450,000 points at max. But you could end up having a Hilton hotel that could end up being 400,000 points each night, which can end up just being way more than you expect to be able to pay in the beginning. Now, I get that some people who are newer to the game do like dynamic pricing because they just want to be able to use their points for their stay. But trust me, when you actually end up seeing these award charts, you realize how many more points you end up saving and how much more value you can end up getting from award charts. So any program that you end up seeing out there that actually has award charts, whether it be with hotels or whether it be with airlines, you want to try to stick with those programs because those end up being the ones that can end up giving you best value. And that's one of the main reasons why people love Hyatt's program. The next thing that I love about Hyatt is going to be their customer service. Now, I call Hyatt when it comes down to me either needing to do a special type of booking or if I need to change up a booking that I have already set up. But what I've noticed about when I call Hyatt is that they are incredibly friendly and easy to communicate with. This ends up being way more valuable than I think a lot of people actually end up putting to it, because I've called up other either credit card issuers or other programs, and there's been so many headaches when I call these different places. I remember calling up Citi and just having so many headaches for the amount of hurdles that they made me try to jump through for a basic thing that I was trying to get resolved. I called up United one time where I ended up having a travel bank, and for some reason when I was adding the travel bank, it was actually making my ticket costs become more expensive, which ended up, I feel like, being a glitch in the computer. And when I called up United telling them that, hey, I have a $300 flight that I'm adding a $150 travel bank to, and for some reason the ticket cost is going up to $450, the travel agent was just going, yep, that is 100% correct, that's exactly how it should be. And I go, no, it should go down in price, not add the price. And she, for some reason, couldn't see what I was trying to say, and it took like 30 minutes for her to finally go, oh yeah, actually, I think that that's an error. Maybe let me try to get my supervisor to get this resolved. But when I call up Hyatt, I never have these issues. It's always a great experience. And then having these great experiences and saving me time and a headache with the phone is actually very valuable. And I think a lot of people should take this into consideration when you're looking at different programs, because your time is your greatest asset. And you don't want to be wasting time having headaches with these other programs and card issuers if you don't have to, because for me, it's just not worth it. I want to have a smooth experience when I actually end up calling up these different programs. And with the World of Hyatt program, I've had that every single time. Now let's look at Hyatt's status program and also the ability to earn free nights. Now I've noticed that with Hyatt, you can earn many free nights with their program, and they're actually pretty valuable free nights. You can earn a free night if you end up staying at multiple different property types within the Hyatt umbrella. You can earn a free night for having the World of Hyatt credit card. You can earn a free night for spending on the World of Hyatt credit card. You can earn a free night if you end up having a certain amount of stays with the Hyatt hotel program. There's just many different ways to actually earn free nights with Hyatt. Each year I have like 4 free night award certificates that I end up being able to use with Hyatt because of just being able to earn them with their program. And these free night award certificates can be redeemed at pretty decent price hotels. Last year, I redeemed 4 of them at the Grand Hyatt in Berlin, and I remember the cost to stay at this hotel was gonna be close to like $400 a night. But being able to use these, I was able to save myself almost $2,000 just from having these free night award certificates that I earned being a part of this program. And if you're looking for status with a program, while Hyatt status may end up being harder to achieve, if you can achieve it, you can end up getting yourself some great value with going up their status ladder. So you first start off getting yourself some club access certificates, then you end up getting yourself free night award certificates, then you get yourself either points or a gift card, then you'll be able to get yourself suite upgrade awards. That ends up being what a lot of people are really looking for with the World of Hyatt program, because you can end up getting yourself a suite upgrade award certificate for up to 7 nights on either a paid stay or a point stay, and this ends up being for a standard suite. The best one that I used mine on would end up being the Andaz out in Munich. The room was absolutely incredible. It was so large. I absolutely loved that hotel, and being able to have that incredibly luxury room during my stay during Oktoberfest ended up making the experience awesome. Now you can earn 2 of these suite upgrade awards at 50 nights, and then another 2 if you end up reaching 60 nights, which ends up also giving you globalist status with the World of Hyatt program. You get yourself suite upgrades, late checkout, resort fees waived, free breakfast. Just the free breakfast by itself can end up being incredibly valuable. When I went out to London last year, the breakfast alone for me and my friends staying at the Andaz Hotel would end up costing close to $600 during my week stay there. This is how valuable global status end up being, and why so many people attempt to achieve it with the World of Hyatt program. And in the last couple of years, Hyatt's actually had different promotions to make it a lot easier to achieve globalist status. So if you can't stay 60 nights at a Hyatt hotel throughout the year, then there may actually end up being a chance for you to become a globalist if you end up looking out for the different promotions that are connected with Hyatt. Now, not everything with Hyatt is great. As I said, achieving this top tier status while end up being awesome is going to be incredibly difficult for the vast majority of people to actually do. So if you actually do want top tier status, going with something like the Hilton Honors program and getting the Hilton Aspire card to get diamond status is going to be the easiest way to do that. And when it comes to the footprint with Hyatt, it's going to be a lot smaller. There may end up being locations that you wish to visit. Like for myself, wanting to go to Iceland, but there's just almost no Hyatt properties in Iceland. Now in the past few years, Hyatt actually has been acquiring and partnering with other hotel chains, so their footprint is getting larger, but when you compare it to something like Marriott and Hilton, it's just not even close to when it comes to the amount of properties that they actually have to offer. But if you happen to be someone who's new to points and miles and you're looking for a hotel program to be loyal to, then I highly recommend the Hyatt program, just because there are so many great different things that are connected with it. And I do think that if you actually end up having World of Hyatt points or Chase Ultimate Reward points to be able to transfer over to World of Hyatt, you end up seeing how much value you can end up getting for your points, and then be able to get yourself some incredible experiences that you may never thought you were able to afford, but you can, because the World of Hyatt program is just that awesome. But let me know in the comment section down below, what are your feelings about the World of Hyatt program? Also, what is your favorite hotel program that you like to stay at and that you're loyal to? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do happen to have any questions, drop it down in the comment section down below, and I'll do the best I can to answer them. And if you happen to really like this video, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.